We are live. We are live on Inglês no Rádio.
Wow.
What? I never know. We have to do a test at the beginning. I don't know if it's going to stay in the show, if we are going to edit it out.
So, hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode from Inglês no Rádio. I am Alexia, your host, and with me is my co-host, Foster Hodge.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Foster. Welcome. Thanks for having me on the show, Alexia.
No problem. So, I brought you today here to talk about my book.
Okay.
Not my book, because I don't write. I used to.
That is a whole different thing that we can talk about. But as apparently you are the host today.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
You started it.
I'm not the host today.
Okay, so if you are just joining us, we try to teach English on this show. Sometimes we go a little bit crazy, but this week we are talking about books. And today, our host, Alexia, is going to give you a book recommendation.
I would like to ask you before if my English at the beginning was good.
At the beginning of this episode or at the
Yeah.
beginning of our relationship?
No.
Because the answer for both questions is yes.
No, you're
Meu
being
amor, wonderful.
No, seriously, the beginning of this episode.
I thought it was pretty good. Normally, if you make a mistake, I correct you. And
I never, ever heard you saying that it was excellent. Only pretty good.
well, if I say excellent, then where do we go from there?
I will make a lot of mistakes. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's why I say pretty good, because we always have room to grow. We always have room for improvement. And something that I would recommend to you personally, Alexia, my girlfriend, is if you want to know that if your English was good or not during the introduction, you can just listen to the show like everyone else.
Okay.
So, spoiler alert, a lot of times I have listened to every single episode of Inglês no Cru, almost 400 now, because I edit almost all of them personally. And Alexia, just like all of you, does not like hearing her voice in English.
That's true. No, not
I
only in
hate hearing my
English.
voice too.
Not only in English, at any time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if
That's why I hate WhatsApp audios.
you hate WhatsApp audios,
Yeah.
that's weird because I
Well,
see you.
with you, that's fine. With
Okay.
my best friends, that's fine. But
Are you giving WhatsApp audios to strangers?
sometimes when I used to
Who?
work at Porta, I would have a lot
Ah.
of people contacting me and sending me audios from nowhere. And I would never send an audio back.
You have a beautiful voice, Amo. A lot of people, everyone hates listening to their own voice, and especially when we have our voices live in public, people are going to say that our voices are stupid. I recently read a comment online from a Brazilian in Portuguese saying that Foster needs to work on his intonation. So we're going to
I'm sorry,
receive...
I'm laughing because sometimes we just need to laugh.
Oh, no, I'm just saying don't worry about it at all. Your pronunciation, intonation, your voice is beautiful. So, Alexia, what are we talking about today?
We are talking about my book, which in Portuguese is called
When you say your book, you are talking about the book you are currently reading and recommending to our audience, correct?
Yes, I just forgot the name in Portuguese because now I know the name in English.
In Portuguese, I believe the name is something like a sutileza.
No, wait. So in English is The Unbearable Lightness of Being.
Oh, yeah, the insufferable lightness of being.
No, the Unbearable Lightness of Being. And in Portuguese is A Insustentável Leveza do Ser.
Okay, cool. So I believe when I was doing when I was reading about the book that you are reading, I also saw another translation for unbearable or insufferable. Very, very similar words.
Yeah, I think it doesn't matter, right?
Does not matter. So how is the title again in Portuguese?
A insustentável leveza do ser.
And what's the title in English?
The Unbearable Lightness of Being.
Okay. So do you want to tell me a little bit about this book? Why you decided to read this book? Is it good? Why are we talking about it?
Okay, so I decided to read because I was scrolling around Instagram. What? And I saw that one girl that I know who used to study with me in high school, she posted this book and she was like, I'm dying to read this one. My sister is reading it right now and this is my next one. But the thing is, she always posts a lot of book tips and she reads a little bit about it and she talks about the book. And this girl is Julia Almeida. She's an actress from Brazil. She used to be in Malhação and others soap operas as well. And she's super famous on Instagram. She is Juju Me Conta Tudo. And you guys should follow her right now because it's amazing.
Only Alexia could turn a book review into an Instagram recommendation. But that is one of the most positive things that I have heard someone doing on Instagram.
Yes.
Apart from cute puppy pictures. Yeah.
Yeah. So Julia posted about it and it was like just one story. And I was like, okay, I like this title. I really want to know what's that about. And then I started to look for more information about the book before deciding to buy it, right?
Can I ask you a quick question?
Uh-huh.
The title is very intriguing, both in Portuguese and in English. I mean, imagine in English, the unbearable lightness of being.
Yeah, that's why I was so intrigued and I wanted to know more about it.
What the hell does that mean? That's a great title.
It's amazing. So the author is Milan Kundera. I don't know how to say his name because he's Czech.
Yeah, he's from the Czech Republic.
Yes, and it's a novel which was written in 1984, so a long time ago.
Okay, and what's the story about without giving too many spoilers?
So when I am looking for more information about the book, I don't like reading any spoilers of the book, right? I mean, what's that about? Oh, it's a novel. Okay, that's good for me. But
just a novel. That's
no,
good.
but what else? Like, and then I saw that it was one of the most important novels from all the times that. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so this is something
from all the time. No.
Of all time.
Of all time.
You say this
yes.
a lot. It's a direct translation from Portuguese. You do not want to say from all of the times. It's like, which time? That's the way we think in English. We just say of all time.
Of all time.
Okay, so you're saying this is one of the greatest novels of all time.
Yeah.
That almost no one has heard about.
No. So everyone has heard about.
Okay. I'm just thinking War and Peace, Shakespeare,
No.
Charles Dickens.
It was such a good novel that it has already a movie about it, which I didn't know as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
all the best books have movies.
Yeah.
Eat, Pray, Love. Harry Potter, The Lion King.
So,
it's such a great book. It has a movie.
No, but seriously, it has a movie as well. So a lot of people, maybe they watched the movie, don't even knowing that there was a novel, like an actual book about it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So my idea, if you don't like this idea, but my idea with an episode with a book recommendation is really you are trying to convince our listeners as to why they should read this book. I see you reading this book at night. You seem like you like it. You have a nice, happy smile on your face. Why should listeners read this book?
Because I think that this book is very important to understand how you deal with the situations in life.
Okay. Is it like a self-help
No,
book?
not at all. Not at all. But it's very philosophical.
Philosophical?
Yes. But not philosophical like I'm reading something that it doesn't make sense at all and I had to reread it again and think about it and study.
Right. It's not like very dense.
No.
Like you're reading, I don't know, Nietzsche or something.
No, not at all. And all the characters of the book, they have a story with each other. And I think there are 5 characters because I am in the very middle of it. So it has a lot of space to...
Oh, you haven't finished the book
No,
yet?
not yet.
Okay, that's good. Can I give you a quick tip? When we are talking about different stories in the book, if you were talking about the story in general, we would say the plot plot of the book. Do you know that word?
Yes, I think you told me that once.
Yeah. How would you say that in Portuguese? Because I'm just thinking you would say a história.
Would be a premissa.
Okay, you could say the premise as well.
I think
In general,
premissa.
yeah. The plot is referring to the general story of the book, but when you were talking about the different characters of each, like what's going on, how the different characters are connected, you could say storylines.
Mm-hmm. What's the difference between storyline and storytelling in this sense?
Totally different. So storyline or a plot line is, imagine the movie from Tarantino that we watched recently. Has a lot of different storylines, right? You have 8 different things happening at once, all of these characters, and then they all start connecting together. Storytelling is simply the act of telling a story, right? So someone could be a good storyteller. Someone could just be telling you a story. So storytelling is a much more broad and wide and general idea.
But I'm really, really enjoying reading this book. It has a lot to tell you and to think about it. And it has one of my favorite descriptions of compassion. What compassion is. And it was...
Are you willing to reveal that secret of compassion?
Yes, if you would give me just 1 second.
Did you
Just
take
1
notes
second.
on this?
No, but it's really easy to find. Peraí. 1 second.
Really professional podcast research happening here.
1 second. Ta-ta-ta. Okay, this is the one. So,
Are you on Wikipedia right now?
no, Goodreads.
Okay.
1 second. Because it's a big quote, a big definition.
Okay, we are back on the show with Alexia's quote about Alexia is going to tell us the secret of compassion.
Okay, I'll start. All languages that derive all languages that derive from Latin from the word compassion by combining the prefix meaning with,
The prefix,
the prefix meaning with,
which
with-
makes a lot of sense if you think about com,
yeah,
like eu estou contigo, eu estou com você, or eu estou com usted.
yeah. He
or I
really
have
writes
compassion. Okay.
calm here, C-O-M, yeah.
Yeah, that is the Latin etymology.
And the root meaning suffering, late Latin passio, which is passio.
Just like the passion of the Christ. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting everything, but I love etymology.
In other languages, Czech, Polish, German, and Swedish, for instance, this word is translated by a noun formed of an equivalent prefix combined with the word that means feeling.
Feeling?
Yeah,
Like sentimento.
exactly.
Okay, feeling.
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 It's the E sound. Feeling.
Feeling.
There we go. A good feeling, a good sentiment.
Yeah. So he writes the words in each language here, which I don't know how to say it, so I won't say it. So, in languages that derive from Latin, compassion means we cannot look on coolly as others suffer, or we sympathize with those who suffer. Another word with approximately the same meaning, pity, connotes a certain condescension towards the sufferer. To take pity on a woman means that we are better off than she, that we stoop to her level, lower ourselves.
Okay. Can I interject just really quick, Alexia? Because this is a super, super profoundly deep idea of compassion. Can you synthesize it, simplify it, and say, what does this mean to you? Because we have one more minute on the show. Why do people want to read this book, and what does that compassion mean to you in simple, understandable English?
But I still have a lot to say.
I want to hear you say it.
I think that when we use the word compassion, we don't know what the really meaning is. So in this book, we see a lot of stories combined and people suffering from the stories and how they deal with the situation. And most of times they want to have compassion for the others, but they don't have it and they don't know what to do in those situations. So this is more like our real lives, and it's not a novel that it's not real at all. So I think that everyone should read it and understand it. That's it.
Boom. So much. I always prefer everything in your own words, Amo. Someone can tell me every Latin, everything derived from the word con or passion. And personally, I'm so much more passionate when I hear you talk about compassion. I thought that was beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I want to read the book when you are finished. But honestly, I don't think I'm going to read it in Portuguese because I've looked at a few pages and a lot of big words in there.
Yes. I really wanted to read the rest of it, but I think that people should buy the book and read this quote than listening to me.
Okay, so tomorrow we will be back with another book review. Alexia, any last words?
No, that's it. Read more, have fun.
Read more, be compassionate, love thy neighbor, and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye.